Please proceed with the ceremony, High Priest. Where were we? We are gathered here in the Empire on this beautiful spring day to celebrate this joyous occasion. His Majesty isn't coming. Then what happens to the ceremony? Your Majesty, I mean Lady Daphne Carice, do you promise to aid His Majesty? For the sake of the Empire? Can you even call this a wedding? Duke Carice is the only one who looks happy about this. And love him for as long as you both shall live. I do. Then I now pronounce you husband and wife. That concludes the ceremony. Wait, you forgot something. We can't leave out the rings exchange. That's the most important part. Please kindly deliver His Majesty's ring separately. As for my ring, I guess I have no choice but to put it on myself. Now, that's done. Please deliver the closing address. Oh, in hopes that the light of the Empire shines upon these new wielders' futures, we shall conclude the exchange of the rings and close the royal wedding ceremony. With this absent wedding ceremony, I've had to overlook all of the traditional customs. Your Majesty! Mose, my hearing is just fine. No need to rupture my eardrums. There has been a lot of talk over what happened yesterday. Do you plan to meet with the new empress? Eventually. Your Majesty, I've never in my life heard of a bride who doesn't know what her groom looks like. How could it be that a noble of the Empire of Pian doesn't know the face of her emperor? Or should I instruct someone to send her a portrait? Your Majesty, the nobles won't stop talking about you. They've always criticized me, no matter what I did. If it worries you so much, I suppose I send the Empress a bottle of champagne. Ah, why isn't there a single book about the Emperor? Don't all emperors usually have an autobiography, plus 100 books honoring their legacies? How am I supposed to steal the Emperor's heart and go back to my old life when I don't even know who he is? Empire of Pian, the Imperial Code. What's this doing here? Hey, isn't this similar to the Constitution? Blast it, I have to hide somewhere. I'm going to get caught at this rate. I've become more daring lately if I don't settle this. Shh. Don't move, just stay seated. And don't make a sound, someone's following us. Are you alright? Who is this man? More importantly, what the heck? His likability guide is at 0%. Is that even possible? They're coming this way. Come over here and don't make any loud noises. It's a shadow assassin, don't worry, we'll be fine as long as we stay in the dark. This is no time to be worried about me. Look at you. Don't worry, if they come this way, bam, I use this. Haha, you're funny. You're a funny one, Daphne Carice. Huh? How do you know me? Your Majesty, are you here? I'm over here. Where are you here all by yourself at this hour? There are several magical tools planted around the Imperial Palace in case of intruders, so it can be dangerous. Fine, but someone's hurt over there, in the corner of the library. We need to hurry and call the physician. You mean in here? But nobody ever enters the library. Was that injured man alright? About that, we couldn't find anybody inside. There are so many things that don't make sense. Does that mean the person I saw last night was a ghost? A rumor that I can see ghosts has already spread all over the palace. There's even a maid who hysterically cries every time she sees me. Meanwhile, the head maid is standing guard in the front of my bedroom just because I snuck out last night. Your Majesty, this is Mose, the Emperor's butler. What brings you here? His Majesty has invited you to a meal. Me? You're not lying, are you? Is this some kind of palace scheme? It's not a scheme, it's an official invitation. Right this way. Why did the Emperor invite me here when he didn't even show up to our wedding ceremony? Huh? No way. The man from the library. We meet again, Daphne Carice. So, this is the Emperor. What was his name again? Hannes Heiss? But how is it only 1% when I saved his life? Your Majesty? Yes, what is it? I've prepared a wine from Belzar to go with your meal. Not only is it delicious, but it is known to relieve fatigue. So it's often referred to as God's fruit. I wish both of you an enjoyable lunch. Thank you, Mose. I just hope I don't get indigestions anyway. If he had been born in Korea, he could have been a K-pop idol with those looks, but he's the Emperor. What a waste of good looks. Are there such things as idols in this world? I suppose he's an idol among his subjects. Why don't you stop staring at me and focus on enjoying your meal? Oh, it's not what it looks like. I wasn't staring at you, I was just taking a look. It was dark when we first met. Is he looking down on me? But why is it just the two of us eating in this humongous hall? Aren't his servants usually on standby? Wow, this is so delicious. It immediately melted in my mouth. Does the imperial family eat this kind of food every single day? This steak is the best food I've ever tasted in my life. She sure seems to be enjoying the food. This isn't what I was expecting after reading up on her. Mose, what did you find out? Daphne Carice, 20 years old, the only legitimate child of House Carice, a woman of few words and free of any greed. Who wrote the review of the Empress? The head of House Carice, Gisela Carice. You mean that man who bowed down like a dog non-stop despite being the head of his household? Isn't this an underwhelming evolution of the only legitimate child of a household with such a high prestige? She may be the only legitimate child, but she failed to become the head of her household, so now she's candidate for Empress? Did she sacrifice herself for her household? I'm glad the food is to your liking. Have you told anyone about what happened last night? What? No, I haven't told anyone. It's not like anyone would believe me anyway. That's good. I ask that you keep it a secret from now on. A man in my position must be so powerful that no one would dare challenge him. It wouldn't be adventurous to either of us if people were to find out. After all, opposing forces are just waiting for the imperial palace to show a sign of weakness. He who wears the crown must bear its weight. Is that how it went? The crown? I guess the saying doesn't exist here. Never mind. If you keep this to yourself, I'll give you anything you want in return. Anything? It looks like there are many things you desire. But you should be responsible. I don't intend on agreeing to any ridiculous request. 3%? Why did it go up? Oops. Oh no, is this expensive? It is, isn't it? Ouch! Empress! What in the world are you doing? You bleeding? Are you hurt anywhere else? No, I'm fine. Please let go of my hand. What this feeling? If I let go, you try to pick up the shattered piece again. I promise I won't, so let go of me, please. After looking into Hai's eyes, I feel overwhelmed all of a sudden. Empress, have a seat. My heart, this is how it felt just before I had a heart attack. I should go. Daphne! Your Majesty, there are rumors going around. They say you ran away from dear life during a lunch with His Majesty. Please tell me it's a false rumor, Your Majesty. You didn't run away for your life, not from the precious meal that you were invited by His Majesty himself, did you? Laura, the truth is, I even fell over on my way out. And I think I scraped my knee during the fall. Will you fetch me some ointment? Please stay out of trouble and don't leave this room until I get back. You're there, aren't you? Tell me. Why did I suddenly get like that? Why was I trembling in fear? I want an explanation. Why was I trembling like that? You know what caused it, don't you? Perhaps I do, and perhaps I don't. Who knows? Don't answer my question with another question. I'm not kidding around here. Well, I can't say I didn't see this might happen. It's not like this body is a blank slate. You're not making any sense. Have you had any difficulties during your time here? I don't mean with your lifestyle or the culture. Any trouble with speaking, reading, or writing? Come to think of it, as soon as I opened my eyes, I was able to chat with Olivia and read the books in the library. I didn't have trouble with any of that. I had perfect command of this country, language, as if it was a given. That's because your body remembers it. You've probably acquired all the basic knowledge you need just from what your body experienced in the past. However, I didn't anticipate that the emotions ingrained into your body by the original Daphne would be so intense. Ingrained? Didn't you say your body trembled with fear when Hai drew near? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was just fine during the meal, but then... You're bleeding, are you? Are you hurt anywhere else? It all started when Hai grabbed my wrist. After that, it was like I'd lost control of my body. No, I'm fine, please, let go of my hand. My heart raced like crazy, just like when I died back in my real life. I also felt. A strange sense of fear washed over me, but I knew it wasn't my own. Even without realizing it, Daphne's body may be. Remembering the fear, she harbored towards Heiss. So you're saying the real Daphne memorizes the ingrained into this body? Then what do I do? How am I supposed to win him over when I'm so afraid of him? Just think of it as a handicap. A handicap? This is both a game and a bet. It's a given that a game would come with all sorts of bugs. Besides, it wouldn't be any fun if you won him over without any effort. Don't you agree? Don't be ridiculous. If you're going to give me a handicap, at least give me one that I can overcome. At this rate, I won't be able to say one word to Heiss. Haven't you ever overcome one of your fears before? Haven't you ever stopped to think that maybe the person you're afraid of isn't actually scary? What does that have to do with anything? How am I supposed to overcome this and win him over in a year? You'll have to do both if you want to live. If you don't get past this, you'll die. But if you manage to win Heiss over, you'll be able to go on living your normal life. Didn't you crave success back in your world? You have the chance to get up from your desk as if nothing even happened and go about your normal life. Overcoming fear is nothing if it gives you a chance of resurrection. You must reclaim your precious life. Not Daphne Curry's life, but Rhea Hyun's. I'll give it a try. Let's see, nothing helps clear my head like reading a good fiction novel. Marine's Secret, if this some kind of erotic story. Once upon a time, there was a snowman named Marine. Marine particularly enjoyed listening to the bright stories. But one day Marine heard from the birds that the Prince of Spring could no longer make flowers bloom. They say the Prince of Spring can't make flowers bloom anymore. I guess we won't be seeing any beautiful flowers this time around. Time passed and the warm spring season arrived. However, Marine refused to migrate to a colder region as she waited for the Prince of Spring to come. What are you still doing here? I was waiting for you. You have to get out of here. If you don't, you'll melt away. That's okay, because I finally found my life purpose. Your life purpose? What is it? Giving you this. As Marine's body melted away, there remained a single flower seed that a bird had dropped on Winter. Why did she sacrifice her own life just to give the prince a seed? Did she want to stay by the prince's side even if it meant she would die? Did she love the prince more than her own life? Sincerity is worth just about as much as a snowman in spring. But will I be able to steal the emperor's heart without being sincere? And will I be able to abandon Heiss once his heart is all mine? Ugh, way to run the mood. Does this place have anything simple to eat, like cup ramen? I don't really like cookies. You didn't search the library. How can you call yourself a maid when you can't even find Her Majesty? My apologies, but the library is too scary. What scares me more is having Her Majesty out of our sight. My word, Her Majesty! I was wondering who was chatting out here. Your Majesty, didn't I tell you mustn't roam about on your own? I just wanted to read a book to clear my head. I felt a little depressed. Your Majesty, it must be difficult for you here. Is there anything I can do to help? Ramen, do you have any snacks like that, something good to eat at night time? Ramen? What might that be? Oh, I know. There's a pasta with spicy herbs that we like to eat from time to time. Are you referring to the herbs in the kitchen? Apologize, it's so hard to fall asleep at night when you're hungry. Now, settle down. Can you make that pasta for me? I can't wait. I'm so hungry. What's cup ramen? And what's this? Marine's Secret. I see. You have a childish taste. Empress, I mean. Daphne Carice.